Yeah, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen. So we are starting this week, and I figured these three lovely people have suffered. All four of us have suffered this season a lot, but at least three of us we're able to taste the sweet joy of victory. And Tina alluded to it, so I'm gonna come right back to you. The Denver Broncos get it done, beating the Green Bay Packers. Was it 19-17? Tina, is this the turnaround? Are we ready? Is this happening?
Well, Will Lutz has earned his salary this year because the first half of that game was all field goals. That's all it was, back and forth. Again, every week the defense is getting a little bit better. People are starting to come back. The offense is still trash. I'm gonna say it. They show flashes. Russ isn't to blame for all of it. It takes a team. It takes everybody. I don't think it's just I don't know what's going on there. So I do have to say thank God to PJ Locke for getting the interception, or they were going to score again. I mean, there was a call there that if you watch the game, I was not happy with, but it is what it is. You're going to have bad calls on every game, and you're going to have something that doesn't go your way. So, but I also sat there with a big grin on my face because I knew all my Bears fans were sitting there just enjoying that game.
There you go. Absolutely.
I mean, Bakhtiari was out, so Love's normal line wasn't there. So I mean, there was some problems, but they weren't as good as they thought they were, and maybe we're not as bad as we thought we were. So we'll see what's going on. I mean, there's a guy I follow. His name is Brandon Pernon. You start looking at the schedule, and outside the Chiefs and the Chargers, if our offense can get it going again, which we did, we got our run going. The run game looked really good. So that's just what we've got to do. We've just kind of grind them out and keep pushing, keep going. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And look, I mean, let's not act like we haven't had years where the Dolphins went 1-7 and all of a sudden, started to push to the playoffs. Washington went 1-7 in 2020 and ended up winning the division. Now the rest of the division stunk, but still, I mean, you could turn around.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in my division, not with the Chargers and the Chiefs there. That's just the way it is. But depending on how everything else goes, if we get a good push going, we get a good rhythm going, and maybe Sean. I still think Sean's playing with pieces like a chess. He's still trying to figure out where he's going to go and who he might want to keep later when he has full reins on this team, and figuring out who's going to be gone in the January fire sale. That's my personal feeling on it.
Yeah.
I also not a fan of Joe Lombardi. We'll see. But again, like we talked on another show right now, the coaches we're getting are the coaches that want to come here. And not a lot of people want to come to Denver right now. So you're getting the talent that's willing to walk through the door and give the interview, and because money isn't everything with coaches, and the same with players. So
situations are a lot.
Situations mean a lot. Is gonna hurt you.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. But look, like Tina alluded to, Delilah, I'm coming to you. This game directly affects you. You needed the Packers to lose because you guys who beat Washington, you had that, and then you won this game. You're starting to, I don't know. Each of you guys are the Vikings won yesterday. So you guys are still together. And the Lions lost. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I see the talent. And that's the thing is that we know the talent is there. We just don't know if they're with the right mentors. That's really the problem, because we'll do great, and then next week we change what's working, right? Last week we lost because for some reason we waited until the second half to actually pass to our number one receiver, DJ Moore, right? Even though the week before he helped us kill. You're sorry, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what I mean is, like, how do you not continue with that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you not build on that? So my concern is Foreman was all over the place this week, right? Foreman is why we won. We honestly won because he had, 3 rushing touchdowns plus 1 receiving touchdown. So honestly, Foreman was like all over the place. Like, even though, DJ Moore didn't even get that many receptions, we did pass to him, actually try. But it was Foreman, the kid, and he's new too. And so, he has that talent. And then you told me about Badgett because I wasn't.
Yes. Shepherd College. Let's go.
So they said that he played really well there too, though. Like, they said he actually had a lot of talent and that people in that conference really believed in this kid. And it's like, no, he has raw talent. Like, he can get things done. And so now we have a quarterback controversy, which happens to us, I feel like, every 3 years or something. I don't know. But yeah, I like what I see. I like this kid. I think people need to calm down with, like, get rid of Justin Fields thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, relax. People. Yeah. Like,
yeah, let's right. This guy was a backup for a reason.
It's one game.
Fix.
Yeah.
It's not looking at what your long-term goals are. It's I want to fix now. I want to change it now.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So that's why I'm just like, y'all need to calm down.
Right. Which is why fans are not in the front office. Because they go on emotion.
Absolutely.
Like,
I don't do front office stuff.
It was fun. Exactly. I'm just like, y'all need to, like, relax now.
Just pump your brakes. But I know you do enjoy the fact that you finally have a healthy running back, but a running game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that was great. It's why we won. We won because of the running game. Like, we had more rushing yards than receiving, and so our receiving was pretty good. It was up there, Badgett got his touchdown, which they gave him the, game-winning ball, which is nice. I like when rookies get that, though, because it helps with their development, right? But it doesn't mean he's going to bring it every week. You guys, he's still a kid. He's still learning,
Yes, Tyson.
It doesn't mean people are all the next team we play are the Chargers. That's not going to be an easy game, So that's our next game. And it's a Sunday night game, and we don't have a good history with winning Sunday night games. Yeah. Okay. So unless they flex it because they're like, who wants to watch that? Like,
well, I mean, let's be honest. Everybody would have said that before the Washington game, maybe. Then you guys did put up 40 points. We were like, oh god.
But I do like what I see in the new kids. Like, it's nice. The defense seems to finally be gelling, which is what I was expecting from a defensive-minded coach. So that's why it was really weird when our defense wasn't doing well. But then you learn that there were things going on with the defensive coordinator. So it seems like rated and whatnot. Yeah. So now it feels that Eberflus is actually doing a lot better with the defense, getting them under the pressure, get those sacks, right, and like really stop the other offense. So if we could do that again next week, if we could pressure Herbert, because we do know that Herbert is infallible. We know you could pick him. Even we know that if you get sacks on him and you pressure Herbert, he also throws him off his feet, But that means we got to keep him on his feet because the kid can also, ball out. So, and the Chargers defense is way better than ours. So it's
like, your old superstar Khalil Mack's over there.
I know.
Balling out, getting 6 sacks.
So, so just relax. It's nice to see. We're not in our losing streak anymore. We finally put a stop on that. I like the young talent I'm seeing, but relax with the let's get rid of Justin and make Badgett our starter. Relax, okay? Think realistically, right? Think long term, okay? That's
all. Hey, absolutely. I feel every bit of that. Because you already know there's calls in my house to let go. We're not talking about that yet. Look, talking about consistency, Anthony Handy, you have been on here time and time again talking about riddle me this, or I need to get rid of my quarterback. He won a game. I mean, look, you're right. He won a game. You guys are 4-3.
You see it. You see it. So come on now. Don't make me call you Stephen A. Smith up in here. The boys won that game, and they won that game yesterday. Now, I will say this. They only scored 1 touchdown, but sometimes only 1 touchdown is all you need. They went down, look. they went down and they got this guy and they said, "Now I don't mean to be rude in my Shannon sharpness in mispronouncing the man's name is Young Wei Koo or something like that. That's his name, John P. King, something like that. I don't know. But that man got a leg. And sometimes, now I'm gonna tell you this: when me and Sterling was growing up, and then we like to tell, I always tell the story. It always started on how we grew up poor. But sometimes, we would go and there was this place. It wasn't a crispy chick. It wasn't a crispy chick. It was a crunchy chicken, whatever it was they call it. And they didn't have a buck box, but they had a thing where you go down there and you just give them $1 and they give you a little piece. Now you did that wasn't a whole lot of food for a growing boy, but sometimes it was just enough to get us where we needed to go. And now they're gonna bring it forward. The other day, what's today? Tuesday. I forgot already. I'm supposed to be on a plane going to Savannah State. Me and Stephen ain't gonna be down there this Thursday. We're gonna do a show from there. Here's the point. My point is that sometimes you don't need 182 points and 73,000 yards to win a game. Sometimes you just need to do what you need to do, and it's just enough. And that's what the Falcons gave us, was just enough. They gave us a touchdown and 3 field goals, and that was enough to beat Mr. Stab the middle of the field, Baker Mayfield, who looked kind of. Let me get out of my. I can do this all day. Listen, the Falcons are the Falcons quite possibly the worst division leaders in the NFL right now. Because I'm gonna tell you, Jekyll and Hyde is just like. Jekyll and Hyde is crazy. One week, Desmond Ritter's throwing 3 interceptions. Sunday, he's dropping dimes in tight coverage. Dropping it in the coverage. Fire for effect. It just dropped. Wow, got it. It's firing lasers. Running the ball himself. He scored the only touchdown. And then the offensive line actually gave him some protection. They was like, hey, y'all know if we stand here and we keep these guys from coming and getting our quarterback, that he got more time to throw the ball? I didn't know that. Did you know that? Let's try that one time. Okay. So they blocked for him real well. And Tampa Bay's offensive line, poor Baker Mayfield, that boy was running. That boy was running. That boy was running like somebody told him that Shannon Sharp had seen him messing with his girl and he was coming to get him. Because Shay like to do something for two something. I had a little black and mild hen dog in me like I was at that basketball game. Y'all won't never let me live that down, that ugly ass blue sweater. But I'll tell you, the Falcons played it wasn't a blow your mind game, but it was about as fundamentally sound as the Falcons have been in a very, very long time. They managed to win. Now, granted, it's against Tampa Bay, but for the moment, the Falcons can say that we are leading the division. Now, it might be like South Park next week and it's gone. But for now, we are leading the division. So right now, today, between now and whenever the Falcons play again, I'm going to be a dirty bird for it. I'm going to do like Lee Corso and put the hat on. Wow.
There you go. Shout out to you. Thank you for that energy.
Oh, absolutely. Stephen A said to tell you to stop bloviating, but I don't know what that means. I'm a man of limited vocabulary, but that's what Stephen A told me, and I'm gonna go back and tell him that you said to find him a new barber. That's what we've been telling him for. I'll just say
spell that. Right?
BLOVA. That's how they spell it. Right. BLO, that the drink that comes, the carrot drink, and then ING on the end.
Yo, shout out to you, Handy. I'm glad you were able to have the excitement of having them dirty birds get the dub. It must feel nice. It must feel nice for all three of you.
Listen, last week we all lost and we were having a different conversation. So last week, all three of us
I appreciate you trying. But in the last 5 games, we have won 1. Thank you, Anthony, for that. And we tried to give you that one. There was a stint between after the first quarter of the Falcons game to the fourth quarter of this past game where we went 0 for 16 on third down. Our quarterback has been sacked 5 times at least in all but one game.
Welcome to my life for the last year.
How do I deal with this, Tina? What do I do, Tina? Like, I don't even know what to say, what to do.
As I said a couple of weeks ago, at this point, you just got to find the positives. Like, is your favorite guy on the team getting better tackles? Did he get an interception? Are the young guys coming along right? Did the team actually make a good adjustment? Like with what Delilah was saying about against the Raiders game. What I was reading like, what should each team do, the Bears and the Raiders do to win this game? And one of the things they said is the Bears have to run the ball because the Raiders were like 9th in the league when it comes to the pass, but like 24th in the league when it came to the run. What do? Pound that ball. Just keep pounding that ball. So that's the stuff you got to look for. When you can't move the ball because your O-line is giving up 2 yards of penetration in the first 2 seconds of the play. I mean, that's just where we're at right now. Our O-line, in the draft, we had drafted our secondary. Still terrible. We did not address our line that much. We did get a guy from the Chiefs, but we realized why he came over to us because they were going to get rid of him anyway. EB has done great. For at least 5 games this year, we've had at least 20 points, multiple games with 30 points. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, and no disrespect to you, Tina, and no disrespect to you, Delilah, but we should never lose to a Bears team they were done. We gave them hope. The same thing with the Giants. The Giants have been terrible. The Giants broke their record. Actually, they doubled the amount of sacks that they've had throughout the whole year in this one game. Teams have gotten their best days against us. This is something in-house. People say coaching. People say, oh, it's this guy. I need to get that guy out. It's a team effort. We look flat. It's all up here. Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I mean, new owners, new name, same team. That's it.
As someone who has gone through that part of it, it does take a while for new ownership to put their mark on a team. So they just came in, they're going with what they have. They'll start digging into some things and going around that. But to go with what you said, sometimes it really is about heart. It's really about guys wanting to be the best and want to put things together. And for like 3 weeks there, my defense looked like they were playing peewee games. And there was 4-year-olds running around instead of guys that have graduated from college and crap. Like, they couldn't hit their mark. They weren't going where they were supposed to be. It was a zone and one guy's going one way and the other. It was all craziness. So, like I said, find one thing, just one thing that makes you happy about what's going on. And I know you like Sam Howell.
Our punter is the MVP punter. Our punter is one of the best punters in the league. That's a great thing. I look forward to him punting.
So every time that punter nails somebody and gets it down on the 5-yard line and they're starting at that end, that's a good thing. So it's hard. I mean, in my side of it, me and my friends are looking at our articles about like, can we actually afford in the salary cap to get rid of Russell Wilson? And so, and I don't have a problem with Russell. Most people that know on here, I don't really have a problem with Russell. But he's not fitting. Pete Carroll saw it right. The man cannot throw up the middle. He just can't. He can't see it. If it's because of his size or because he never could and they could cover it, or is it because he needs to have all-stars around him? Because if you think about it, Seattle had all-stars all around. You didn't have brand new guys. Jerry Jeudy and Cortland, who I love, they're not Metcalf and those guys.
No.
So,
and they also had one of the best defense at the time, right? Like, that was the other part. I think people forget that.
Yeah.
Like, what were they called? The Legion of Doom or whatever. Yeah. Like, I think people forget that part too.
So, Sean, when you have problems in every part of the team and every part of the game, it is really hard to.
Tina, remember, I've been here with you. Okay, we have not been better than you. We had that fluke 2020 year. Look, at the end of the day, we all understand it. We've all been in the same boat. So I feel you guys, and I appreciate you trying to lift my spirits up. But because you guys have all ranted on here in the moment, this
It feels
is
good.
this is
Yeah,
terrible.
I agree. It
That's
is.
a bull jive.
So good.
It is. I 100%.
I don't want to
agree.
deal with this.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
God.
Listen, Irvin Magic Johnson is one of the greatest basketball players in the history of the
Right.
game.
Yeah,
And not only that, he surprised a lot of people because people thought he was stupid because of how he talks. That he's very business savvy. But he is one of the things that everybody says about him universally is he is one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. That's the first time in my 53 years that I saw Magic Johnson look pissed off, distressed, run amok, led astray.
On a mug.
Look, I didn't even look. I'm not even joking when I say this. He didn't even look that distressed when he had his infamous press conference back in 1990 something. When he said, "Hey y'all, I'm sick." He just went on TV smiling. "Hey y'all, the doctor told me I'm a little sick. I'm gonna take some medicine. I'm gonna be the Magic Man and be right back with you later. Don't y'all worry about the Magic Man. He gonna be fine." Magic came on TV and all he did was stop short of saying, "I'm fine. All of y'all MFers tomorrow."
Look, I'm not even on Twitter. I don't follow Twitter. But just in this season, I've seen him tweet multiple times just about Washington and I can't. I mean, he's basically saying like they're not giving any heart, and you get that feeling that it's kind of like Tina. You talk about fire sale. The trade deadline's coming. Chase and Montez are people that the names are thrown around. You get the feeling that it's kind of like we play Philly next, so it's not like there's any room to improve. I mean, we did great in that game a couple weeks ago, but I don't have as much optimism in this one. But at the end of the day, it's a long season.
Yeah.
We are 3-4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can still make this thing happen. Magic Johnson may have to bring LeBron. He'll probably ball out. He will probably ball out, man. Yo, all right. That's it. I'm no longer talking. I'm glad you guys had your excitement. I had to vent that out. Thank you. I didn't even say anything on Let's Talk Football yesterday because Janae would not let me speak. She would just kept letting me have it.